get by things, but would I fail myself? It's the best way to do it. And not achieve some of the things I wanted to achieve. I really did want, in all honesty, to be a good politician and do good things. I had been through Kennedy. I had been through some of the people who I stayed with the rest of my life. Ken Spalter, all my oldest friends. I had a lot of loyal, good friends. And loyalty not in the bad way, not blind loyalty. Loyalty in the sense that we trusted each other, we had fun together. If anybody got out of line, the group would jump on them. And it was just it was like a fact of life. Don't fool around with me. Don't fool around with us. If you're a friend, you're a friend, and you're loyal, and you stick together.
It's true.
It is.
And the friendships that you
lasted a lifetime.
Endured, and you've made new friends where you are now. Your whole neighborhood, and the environs, and the various organizations that you belong to have all built up friends. Tell me a little bit about some of the really things that most people don't know about you, and some of the causes that you pursued. I thought it was so interesting. You spent a certain amount of time in the past, year or so, going to prisons.
Yeah.
What's that all about, Roger?
Well, as a mild understatement, I always felt there were people who were going to spend their lives in jail and endure all types of indignities and cruelties. And they never had a chance. They were good people, or they were abused people, a lot of abuse. And I could never escape that. My friends could. I couldn't. And I always felt that no matter how hard I tried, whether I was working in, look at the list of jobs. I worked from 4 to 7, maybe go to school from 7 onward. But in a sense, I was always fighting the Jaimes. Jaime was kind of cruel that way, though I loved him, and he was a terrific guy, a lot of fun.
Explain who Jaime was.
Jaime was my mother's first cousin, Uncle Sam's first cousin, and was a baker, and very generous of spirit. And I think he thought that I was the son he wanted, somebody who was a ball player, was a good student, was this, was that. I never felt that way, but I thought he thought that way. And I couldn't imagine being treated like that, that he teased his sons, and that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's horrible. The one time, 2 times, we got into a family argument. In a sense, was traumatic for me. That I studied kind of hard for an exam. I didn't enjoy school very much. I thought it was, might as well rope me down. To sit there quietly. I always wondered whether I had, it was an ASTD. I always wondered about that. In the meantime, I'm having these, kids would drool for the success I would have on the basketball court. I was on Dean's list for 5 out of the 8 semesters. It didn't make much of an impression on me. I did it because I was supposed to do it. I loved history. Loved history.
Why?
It was life. It was life. Same, different people being treated as poorly as we were at that time of their lives. I don't know. I really wish I understood that part of living better, because you sure do live it intensely.
Good history really brings the lives that people lived at the particular time that's being written about. It makes it alive. It makes you realize that people really have not changed in how they think and what motivates them, and and in some ways even how they turn out, even if they lived hundreds of years ago. To me, that's amazing, because you think of history as sort of dried up books and people who are just there but not really there in terms of your understanding who they are.
Yeah. That came alive for me a couple of weeks ago, and Jeannie Klein came by. And he lived on DeKalb, I lived on Decatur, and that sense of bonding and the laughs and the stories we could tell about how efficient our juvenile delinquency was, because we never got caught. And, how much better than that can you do?
Okay, Roger, what was the worst thing that you ever did that people knew about it and the statute of limitations hadn't run out? You'd be heading straight for the slammer.
Let's see. There's so many.
There's so many.
So many. I really did. I was telling Cameron a lot of the stories.
You're trying to inspire your grandson.
Trying to inspire my grandson. And Cameron's just laughing and laughing. He says, you didn't really do it. Did you get away with it? Yeah, I got away with it. But the one thing I could say I'm very proud of is I never hurt anybody. I wouldn't hurt people. I just didn't think that was, I could live with myself. And a lot of these experiences were kind of a measure of the full measure of your life, or
Yeah.
And I think of my best teachers in college and high school, and how wonderful they were. They cared, they laughed. I never liked the stuffy ones. God, I didn't like stuffy teachers. I had a lot of them. I had a lot of stuffies.
You got teachers, as you say, who inspired you also.
Right. Mr. Porras and my freshman teachers. What a good guy he was. He went to Fordham, and he was the funniest looking guy. He had these very fine hair coming out the top of his head and nowhere else.
Well, if it had to be located in one place, the top of the head is probably the best.
I guess. It wasn't in Florida.
I can remember your worst teacher. It was the coach, the basketball coach.
Oh, Hank Jacobson. God, what a disaster for
If
a
you
man.
took a shot at the basket and you missed, he would yell at you, "Don't shoot! Don't shoot!" That was very helpful.
Right.
If you sank the ball, would he then say, "Shoot, shoot"?
Well, in all fairness to him, I was playing with one of the best teams on the East Coast in New York City. We were just loaded with talent, loaded. And
tell that sad story, Roger, when we went back to Clinton and you looked at the picture.
Yeah,
this is something that I think people don't. It tells something about the
don't,
times we lived in.
I don't think people got the full measure, or get the full measure of a lifetime when they lived their life. They got a job, they had a kid, and whatever. I got the full measure. I saw that if I screwed up, I could go to jail. I could do all types of things that, you know, you just wouldn't think an 17, 18-year-old kid would do. And I had, I mean, fine parents compared to the kids I grew up with. And I remember for years, the shot I made that nobody else could make was a left-handed hook shot. And I did it because my right hand was broken. So I learned to shoot with my left during the convalescence. And then suddenly I got hurt. I tried to play, and it hurt too much. It was just, oh God, I just couldn't get myself around the ball. To which Lenny Wilson and Lonnie passed me the ball, and I had my eye on it, and I remember saying, "Here comes my fame." My moment of fame. And I love those guys. I mean, they just absolutely would tear me up laughing. And they did an imitation of...
this is high school.
This is high school. And they did an imitation of what black, you know, humor was like. And they were hilarious. You know, what do you mean by that? And, you know, their English, of course, was satiric. And then I find out later that after high school, when we got together a couple times during the summer, and they died. Two of them were killed in Vietnam, and the other one was wounded very badly. Pablo played for the Harlem Globetrotters, and not Chamberlain, not Russell. Who's the other guy?
On the Globetrotters?
The Globetrotters.
You had a funny name.
And they were just wonderful. They were just fun guys. And what I don't remember from them was their anger. And I always thought that was so peculiar. If we were treated like that, I think we'd be pissed. Can you imagine knowing that your grandmother and grandfather came over on a slave ship? That's just beyond me. Just beyond me.
I think you're just thinking back, it's just astonishing. It is. It's like
the cruelty. Absolute cruelty. And I could never get over that. Never. And then we went up to the gym, and I forgot the guy's name, Sanders, or I forgot now. It's only a short time, but I did forget. And how he, you know, you immediately know if you've been in that situation, in the hood, whatever they wanted to call the hood, whether you have somebody that's simpatico or not. And he went to the drugstore, and I remember once he didn't come back during, and he found out that his father had died.
This is one of your
This is
friends?
one of the guys, Lonnie. And he wasn't the brightest bulb in the room, but he was the funniest bulb. He saw things, and he could mimic you better than you could mimic yourself in the mirror. You just could. You know, I don't know how he did it, but he did. And yet we go on.
Well, that's the gift that you have too of comedy.
Yeah.
And so